Hey everybody, I'm Invisiblekatana, and in about 2 weeks, a little bit more, we're going to be getting season 2 of Gotham. And I'm not sure if there's exactly a lot of buzz going around about season 2, but there are definitely some speculations for what's going to be happening. The really big trailer that they're kind of pushing out there, and it's the one that I really see on YouTube a lot if there's an ad for Gotham. It's typically the Rise of the Villains trailer, which is the one that focuses on not only the new villains but some other villains that are actually coming back into play. And that's what really has me excited. I like that trailer. Not only do I think the music's good, but I do think it's a good show of force for what season 2 of Gotham is going to have, because I think we had some pretty good villains in season 1 and I really enjoyed that. We're getting, of course, Penguin coming back. I think the big thing that everyone is really looking forward to, I know I am for sure, outside of Penguin, is definitely the character Jerome, who is kind of the Joker, but they haven't really called him the Joker yet. He just has the name Jerome at this point. But he's, of course, the Joker. Like, we all know that that's either the Joker flat out, or he's definitely going to be the one who either somehow randomly turns someone else into the Joker. Like, that's pretty much the only two options they've given themselves at this point. But we have new characters on both sides of the fence, actually. We have new villains coming in, but we do have a new hero character coming in, played by Michael Chiklis, who is, I think the reference I could easily put out there that everyone would get is he was the Thing in the original Fantastic Four movies. He was the Thing. So he's going to come in. He's either the new chief of police or the new captain. So I'm not 100% sure if he's coming in to replace the woman who is currently the chief, or if he's coming in to replace the guy that Jim got rid of, because I really don't care that much to look up, the information. And so I'm kind of doing like really loose predictions just off of the little bit that I know, because I really don't want to be spoiled anyway. So I actually enjoy it more not remembering his exact title, or even hers, honestly, because I can't remember if she's the official police captain or if she's the police chief, because those are technically two separate things. But I've seen some shots of Michael Chiklis actually in the GCPD, so he's going to be there regardless of who he's replacing. He's actually going to be there, and he's going to be a force to be reckoned with, and he's going to make himself known. So I'm a bit excited about that. I'm not, it's not that big of a deal. I'm way more excited about what the villains are going to be doing, because the heroes is just like, it's the heroes. They're going to stop criminals and put them in jail. But the criminals are the ones that make it really fun and entertaining, because we have now the leader Penguin, who is, I think, still going to have the task of maintaining control, because he took out Maroni. Well, he didn't do it, but Maroni's gone. Fish Mooney's gone, which I know is a huge deal for a lot of people, where she was really picked up in the first season, and it was like, they spent a lot of time on her character and stuff. And, like, even my girlfriend who watched it with me, she hates the fact that Fish Mooney isn't in season 2, because she felt like it was a waste of her time to see this character develop and then she gets killed off at the end of the season. And personally, I don't feel that way, because without those scenes, I mean, they would have just been bloating it with a bunch of random stuff that they didn't focus on. Like, I do wish that she was in season 2. I do wish Jada Pinkett Smith decided to come back for a second season, but for whatever reason, she didn't. Maybe if the show somehow gets better, because the show was like, it's obviously, if you watch this show like I do and you watch reviews and stuff, you see like pretty much all the comments on YouTube, or even if you watch other videos where people talk about maybe like Flash and Arrow, they at some point mention Gotham, and I was like, I just didn't even watch it. Like, some people watched like a couple episodes, didn't get into it, and they stopped watching it, and it really is like the low end of like the DC shows, despite the fact that Constantine is the one that got canceled, which really it's a whole different video. But I really still enjoyed her character for what it was. Ultimately, we all know she was just going to die off anyway, because the whole little thing is like, oh, she's fish, she's penguin, penguin eat fish. That was literally the point of her character, was to die. So that's kind of how I look at it. And even, like the whole way through, it's like, well, so what if she died? I personally feel like it doesn't negate everything that happened. But for some people, they see it as, it was a waste of time to build up a character that dies. I feel like it doesn't really make sense to say that, because then it's like, well, if that character never existed, there'd be a giant chunk missing, and you wouldn't say the same thing. So I just see it differently, but she's not coming back either way, unless, like I said, the show just picks up, and then Jada Pinkett's like, well, I guess I'll get back into it. for now, she's gone, though. She fell in the water, poof, she's dead. So we have Penguin as this leader now. I don't know if Butch is going to still be around, and I'd love to see if that takes place because he was already under the weird mind control after Zaz and everything that happened. So he had his moment where he shot Penguin and Fish, and it was like he shot them each in the stomach, but he couldn't kill either of them because of the mind control and because of how he genuinely felt about Fish. So I'd like to see how his character has progressed. I don't know if we're gonna need a time skip. I'm assuming we will. I'm assuming it'll have to be like months later, probably not a whole year later, but months later. And Penguin has established himself, and he, like typical TV stuff, nothing happened in the time we missed, and then it's like, oh, everything's happening now that we're back in the show. But he'll be established at this point. He'll have the new villains, some working with them, some kind of doing their own thing. And I think that's where the interest really comes in, because they probably won't be going up against him. Some people I'm sure will, but I think for the most part, with Penguin being in this state that he's in, and him being this smart character who at times is really cocky, but at the same time can end up becoming really weak, I think he'll end up making more enemies, out of just other criminals, like for no reason, because it'd be like, I have to show, make a show of force, and then it'll be kind of lessons that he learns, and that'll kind of lead us to the Penguin that we end up knowing, where this will be him in power for the first time. He'll just be like out of control, even though he had power, in the last season. It wasn't like, where it is right now, because Falcone left. I don't know what the heck's happening with him. He just kind of was like, all right, I'm done with this, and he took off at the end of the last season. And that was it. He's gone. Fish is dead. Maroni's dead. So it's just Penguin, and then whoever else decides to come in. And I think at like the first sign of trouble, he's gonna kind of pick things right back up, and that's what's gonna really start making things a little bit crazier. And like I said, we're gonna have Jerome coming back in. I'm hoping he has a big focus this season. One of the trailers I saw, I think it was the first trailer, had a bit of a focus on him, and hopefully that wasn't just like clips from 1 or 2 episodes that he has a focus in, and then it's like the rest of the season is just normal without him. So I'm hoping he has a really big focus in this season. They had some stuff. I would assume it would be Arkham Asylum. Hopefully we get more out of that. Maybe some more references to some other characters, or we just flat out get to see other, younger characters and stuff like that. But I'm excited for it. I think that'll be some good stuff. The villains is really the main component of this series to begin with. It has been since the very beginning. That's always been the best part. So them kind of playing up on that fact with this trailer and stuff is definitely a good idea, and that's what I'm looking forward to most. The stuff with Bruce, I'm excited for. I mean, the ending of the season basically seemed like he found the Batcave that his father made, which is kind of funny, which does exist in certain, comic book storylines. His father technically is Batman in some of the comics. But in this case, I'm not sure how that's going to play out. I mean, they find the secret tunnel, the episode goes off, it's like, what the heck is down there? He still has the people from Wayne Corp coming after him, so maybe he'll find some files on them or something like that. I'm actually looking forward to that. That's probably my second favorite thing that I'm excited for, because I like Bruce's storyline, and I really love Alfred. He's my favorite Alfred that I've ever seen, because he's really awesome in this. So I'm mostly excited to see what happens with Alfred and what he does and just how he acts with Bruce after they find seemingly, the precursor to the Batcave. And it's just like, what the heck is down there? What did his father have? Like, what have they created in this, sort of alternate lore for Batman, where his father made like this super secret stuff, and he's got assassins coming after him from his own corporation because he's the little kid and they want to take control. I'd love to meet Lucius Fox some more, or see Lucius Fox, because we got to meet him later in the first season, and that was kind of cool, because we know Lucius, especially I think a lot of people know Lucius now because of Christopher Nolan's films, where he's actually in them a lot, and of course it's Morgan Freeman, so it's like, oh, it's Morgan Freeman's character played by a different guy. So I'd love to see more of him, because he is the guy who ends up helping Batman. He's one of the people who, one of the very select few, in the beginning at least, because of course over time it's like everybody ends up knowing who Batman is if you're a superhero. But he's one of the select few early on that knows who Batman is. So I'd love to get to see more of him when he's trying to help a young Bruce Wayne, and he's kind of doing his own thing as well. Because I know eventually in the comics, and even if you watch like Batman Beyond, he ends up having his own corporation, and his son ends up running that, and all this other stuff. So I'd love to see how they play around with that idea. I'm definitely excited for more Bullock because I just love that character. I think he's really funny, and just he's like my favorite character in the whole show, honestly, because he's silly, but he gets stuff done, and he just does it the right way. Not the right way, but he gets it done at least, and it's funny to watch. So I'm excited for more drama. Some really, I'm more excited for more drama from Jim, honestly, because we got to see it a little bit in the finale, and like the last 2 or 3 episodes, we really got to see Jim kind of just deal with some really crazy effing stuff, especially with his insane girlfriend, who I can't even remember her name, but I know I'm excited to see where they take her character because everybody hated her, and I guess you still hate her by the end of the season, but at least it's entertaining because she's actually crazy, and it's so much better. It's weird to say that, but it's so much better when she's crazy compared to when she's just like cheating and just leaving and getting mad at him. Is like, well, you cheated first and you left for like 3 weeks, and then it's like, oh, he's with someone else. That's like one of the few situations in TV where it's like people stop talking and they just start being with other people. In that case, it really made a lot of sense because she just vanished, and it was her house. It wasn't like, it was his place and she just moved out. It was her actual house, and she took off from her own place for like almost a month, and it's like, no one knew what was happening with her character. So Barbara, I remember, yeah, Barbara. So whatever happens with her, I'm actually looking forward to, because them making her actually go insane is far more entertaining than her just being like a kind of bitchy dumb character. Honestly, that's kind of how she was, where she just did dumb stuff and just cheated, and it was like, what? I don't understand. So I'm actually kind of excited to see if she ends up being a villain or how any of that stuff plays out, because I can't really remember exactly how it ends, aside from the fact that she basically got jealous and tried to kill um, Jim's new girlfriend, and that's pretty much it. So I am actually looking forward to that because they made her character entertaining by the end of the season when she was just annoying. So kind of awesome, hoping for even more craziness out of her. Like I said, if she ends up becoming a villain, I wouldn't hate that. I think it would actually be pretty cool, and I don't know if that'll play into sort of the aspect of, oh, she knows who Jim is and she kind of has a one up on him because he won't go after her like most other criminals. And then somehow if she got involved with Penguin, that would be sort of a real back and forth for Jim, where it's like he already has Penguin, who he's I believe he owes him something at this point because of what happened in the finale. So he owes him a favor at this point, or like another favor, I think, because he saved him, or however it worked out. They're going to be in contact, and if Barbara ends up in contact with Penguin through whatever random means, that'll just be another, piece of ammunition that the Penguin can use against Jim as he kind of rises in the ranks. So I am actually looking forward to this season. I don't know if it'll make it. I mean, it got a season 2, so it did well enough, but there's a lot of skeptical people with good reason. There are some just really crazy things that happened in the season that just did kind of suck, and just other stuff like Jada Pinkett leaving. That's why Fish is actually gone, because she didn't renew her contract. But outside of that, there's still some stuff for characters that are still in the show where it's like it's just iffy. So I am hoping that it gets better. I did like the first season, like I said. There were definitely some great episodes, like the Arkham Asylum episodes were really good. The Red Hood episode is definitely one of my favorites. That really stands out. The one with the Joker, possibly Joker, really good. So excited for him to come back. Penguin stuff was great. So I'm looking forward to season 2, of course. I do want to know if you guys are actually gonna watch season 2. If you give it a shot. If you're kind of thinking about it, still on the fence after everything that happened in season 1, or if you're like just fully on board, you never had a doubt after season 1 ended, you were like, yep, season 2, I can't freaking wait. So I definitely want to know your predictions and what you're really looking forward to based on what information you guys have gotten, new characters, new villains, what you guys want to see from some of the recurring characters like Penguin. And like I said, for me, it's pretty much just all the villain stuff. Bullock, who's just going to be Bullock, which is great as far as I'm concerned. And I want to see more I can't say evil Jim because obviously he's not evil, but I want to see more action-based Jim or just mentally distraught Jim, where it's like he has to do some stuff that he has to do Batman level stuff. That's a great way to put it. I want Jim to do some Batman level stuff, minus any actual talent as far as martial arts or just epicness. Although he does have like some crazy gunfights in the last couple episodes, he does have his moments where he should have totally been shot like 800 times, and it's like nope. People, TV stuff, they stand there for 3 seconds and then he kills them. But I'm excited for it. Like I said, I want to know what you guys think, what predictions you have, what you're looking forward to, if you're even going to bother with season 2, or if you're giving it like one episode, episode 1 of season 2 doesn't get you, you're done. I want to know, so please comment below, let me know, and thanks for watching.